Loyola Medicine cancer specialists are brilliant and kind. Brilliant because they were the first in Illinois to produce CAR T cells on site. These cells use the body's own immune system to fight cancer, and producing them at Loyola means shorter treatment. Kind because they take the time to connect with and encourage patients. They know that helping patients feel better helps them heal better, and that feeling is believing. Learn more at loyolamedicinecancer.org.
O'Reilly Auto Parts will help you find just the right parts, products, and accessories for your car so you can get the job done right the first time. We'll also test your battery and check engine light, change your wiper blades, and refer you to a repair shop if needed. Trust our professional parts people. We're here to help you keep your car on the road. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Guys, we're back. And I'm back at my mom's house. Unfortunately, I've had a death in the family. And I ain't got no meat to my bacon. I said no meat to my bacon. Wait, that didn't even make sense. Y'all, I'm so tired. Went to bed at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, this is a good opportunity because I didn't get into it. JB's bald head ass passed his little Salesforce exam because you're looking at the latest admin, baby. Shout him out, okay?
Oh, man, I was so happy to. Oh, so happy.
I hope you hung over.
I don't know. I only had 3 shots last night.
I only had 3 shots, y'all. Y'all know what 3 shots do to me? Let's get the ball rolling, okay?
I had 3 shots, but the celebration continues today.
The celebration Tuesday. You ain't got work tomorrow?
Fuck that job.
Okay, so he passed his exam and he's now unemployed. So anyone who's hiring, slide in his LinkedIn DMs.
Oh, I'm just saying. Okay, so she said my name, but again, I am JB.
Oh, I'm Urban Laughter. I didn't even say who I was, did I?
And this is the Rude Urban Truth.
The Rude Urban Truth.
He's still, one of these days you're going to actually give up on that. But, well, we already know how you are because you were up until 5 o'clock in the morning and you are up 5 hours later to record. So
I am beat down, okay? As soon as we done recording, Z time. For like an hour.
It's going to be food. We got to figure out something to eat.
Yeah, I need some meat too. I ain't going to hold you. I was like, I need a sausage, a bacon, somebody's pork. Okay? You know, I'll even take some beef at this point. I'll take a little steaky steak. I was never opposed to that.
I'm not going to do this.
You're not going to do this with me. I never did nothing to you.
But for our listeners, just as a heads up, since you will notice this on Friday, since this episode drops on Wednesday, we had an interview with the Blurred Explorer. That was a pretty interesting, dope interview, and we're going to release it as an episode separately this Friday. So be on the lookout for that. It was pretty dope. He's like a black guy from South Carolina, but living in South Korea. So we talked about like how things have been for him over there, you know, how it is being a black man who is 6'7" in South Korea, you know, what the food is like, because, you know, we care about all of the food and, you know, just kind of what inspired him to actually do he wrote a book, his second book. So what inspired him to do that? So be on the lookout for an episode on Friday about the Blurred Explorer.
I'm sorry, y'all. Did I match it? Okay, first of all, I was pulling up my rude quote. The Instagram did its own thing, okay?
Y'all hear her? You hear that? That was her not paying attention too.
He's a liar. I was there for the interview. What the hell I need to hear that for? I was there. You telling them, not me.
Yeah, she ain't have any input, didn't say nothing.
I mean, because I was agreeing with you.
She don't know how to multitask. She over here doing some other stuff.
Mass silence. What they say? Mass silence was complicitness. Is that the word? Is complicitness a word?
I'm not doing this with you.
I don't even know. Let's Google. Let's do our Googles, okay?
Since it's about time that we go ahead and move into the show, I want to remind you all, as I normally do, that if you have not subscribed, definitely subscribe on whatever streaming platform you're listening to us on. If you're not following us on social media, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Rude Urban Truth Podcast and on Twitter at Rude Herb Truth Pod. And as always, if you have not made your way over to our website, go to therudeurban.truth.com where you can see our bios, full episodes, and our store. So with that said, Urban Lifer, do you have a rude quote of the week this week?
I do. And complicitness is not a word, just in case anyone was wondering. First of all, no, this is second of all. I'm tired of these 30-minute weekends. Yeah, it's not going to work for me. I was trying to find something else, but like, I'm so tired, John. I got work tomorrow, and I'm thinking in my mind, like, working is so ghetto. Like,
well, tell me about it. That's why I fuck this job.
Hello? How dare I not have a rich Caucasian man? You know, I'm on a rich black man. I don't know what I want.
You better get on your Porsche and get you a black man with some coin.
Listen, it don't make me a difference. Come my way. It don't matter what, you know, because love don't know no color. Come love on me if you are a billionaire, okay? You could be a sheik. You could be anything. Just bring it this way, okay?
Okay.
I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm.
I will listen. I will listen. Money would make me listen. And if not, we're going to test it and see out because I ain't ever been a billionaire yet. Look at my ass.
Yeah, she's literally looking at her face.
Because let somebody punch me in it.
Mm-mm.
You know it, too.
Sure. But moving right along, do we have anybody for Black Magic?
We do, y'all. So look, right? Y'all know I'm from Pittsburgh. I talk about it like all the time. Pittsburgh, oof, it ain't the most diverse city, okay? We're going to put it like that. We're going to leave well enough alone. But, yeah, we have a mayoral candidate named Ed Gainey. He'll be the first black mayor. I say he'll be the first black mayor because usually in Pittsburgh, there's almost literally never a Republican I can't think of the name.
Candidate? Mayor?
Right.
Right. I don't know
There's
where
usually
you're
a
going
Republican candidate because Pittsburgh is a Democratic city. So it's basically a shoo-in at this point. There's nobody who's going to essentially come and try to combat it. So, yeah.
I mean, is he the only person running for mayor? Or are we just assuming because he's black? Like, I didn't know from a Democratic perspective if there were any other people who were trying to.
Nope. He's going to win. That's usually how it is in Pittsburgh. That's what I was saying. So I had left JB a note telling him, like, I'm going to explain more, that basically in Pittsburgh, you're getting a Democratic mayor.
Oh, no, I wasn't saying anything to that part. But just because he's Democrat doesn't mean there's another Democrat that doesn't also want to be mayor. Like, you know.
No.
That's all I'm saying. Was he the only one? Okay. That's what that was my question.
He's the only one. Yeah. Okay. So, and there's usually not. And the Republican Party hasn't even put anyone up. In Pittsburgh, they rarely do. So basically, Pittsburgh has his first black mayor. That's what people have been going around saying. So when he gets sworn in, I think in November, it's on. So
that's crazy that there generally isn't a Republican person running, but there hasn't been any black people that have been trying to
mayor in Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh.
Yep, the first black mayor in Pittsburgh. So I felt like that was Black Magic worthy. You want to learn more about Ed Gainey because he was a state representative first. Check him out. It's Ed Gainey. So it's not Gany. Sometimes people spell it wrong, but it should still pop up either way. Just type in first black mayor of Pittsburgh. I'm proud. I never thought I would see it. Like in the wake of George Floyd, I never thought I would see this city with a black mayor. So it's a start. We got a long, baby. And you know the stories I've told you about my hometown. We got a long way to go, but it is a start. That means y'all showed up and showed out and voted a black man in. That's saying something about we ready for these tides to change.
Yeah.
So let's
hopefully that's something that continues to happen throughout the country, though.
And as old of a city as Pittsburgh is, to have its first black mayor in 2021, it's saying a lot about where I come from. So y'all just keep that in mind, and that's why it's a big deal. I might seem unenthusiastic now because, again, I'm out here in these streets tired, okay? I wasn't even being a city girl.
Like, she was in these streets. The streets had her.
The streets got a grip on me, and it wasn't for the right thing. They gripped me up. They said, "Get over here," and I'm all like, "No, no, don't come over this way."
In other words, she's for the streets.
I'm not for the streets. I told y'all I had a death in my family. That's why my ass is up. Y'all know how it is when people pass away. You be up all night and reminiscing, and now I'm like, they can't see me.
More power to you. Yeah,
Y'all,
she's making faces and everything. Like y'all can look at her, but that will be
because I'm really
coming
on some
soon.
shit.
Because we did mention that we were going to try to do a live soon, so you can see these faces that she's making.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to figure out when we're going to do it.
JB need to come up to New York. Notice I ain't saying nothing about coming to Dallas because I seen a horrible storm that I don't want no parts of. Apparently, storms a lot there, and it's vicious. And y'all don't need that. And y'all don't even be doing right when y'all gas lines go down. I forget what happened this winter.
You said what?
When y'all little lines and stuff go down, y'all don't even be doing right. I did not forget what happened this winter to y'all.
Oh, I still don't know what you said.
I said y'all don't do y'all gas lines right, but I meant electricity. Y'all don't do y'all power lines right. I didn't forget what happened this winter with your power outages. Mm-mm.
Oh no, that winter was them purposely doing rolling blackouts.
Yeah,
That was all intentional.
Looks like they need to roll on right past me.
Well, you know,
come on up here with Con
the winter.
Ed.
I mean, the summers are just hot, really, really, really hot.
Yeah, because remember you said about the sun and you ain't want to die in it. Same.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like the sun, but I don't want to die in it either.
But anyway, moving right along into Rude Talk.
Rude talk.
See, I
Rude
always
talk.
do a pause to see if she can do her part.
But I did it.
She was still delayed. But as always, I wanted to start us off with some rude news, some stuff that I came across within the last week or so that just is weird to me. So first thing, I am calling it flying might be hard, but it can't be that hard. So came across this article where the title says man removed from plane for snorting white substance and harassing co-passenger. This was on contrary to what you may have originally assumed, this is not on a Spirit or Frontier flight, but this is on a JetBlue flight. Apparently a JetBlue flight from New York.
I told you JetBlue had food stamps.
Had to divert and land somewhere in Minneapolis on Monday because a passenger was allegedly snorting white substances, refusing to wear his mask, and sexually harassing another passenger. So I gave this title because I'm like, maybe, there's some people who just really struggle with flying. And there are a lot of people who have things that they do to calm themselves down. I know some people get high. I know some, but not this kind of high. I know some people who take those like meds that kind of calm you down. They might even take some sleeping medication. So when they get up there, they go to sleep. But this person chose powder. Mm-hmm. Powder.
Because cocaine is a hell of a drug.
I did my bunny ears. Now, granted, there's a part of me that feels like some of the behavior was stuff that this person would have done anyway, but who just casually gets on a flight and just starts snorting some mess? Who does that? Like you on a JetBlue flight, how you can't even hide? Like, remember you see,
because I was thinking, like, what did you do? You got a tray
table in front of you. What you over here? Right. How are you? How did this all happen?
The real question is, how did the blazer get through for you to chop it? Was it already chopped? I have so many questions.
Right.
Was it already cut up?
Okay, they removed him off the flight, but somebody recorded it. I'll send you the link so you can see it eventually.
Yeah, because I have so many questions. You see my face, like, well, wait, what happened? Like,
so they said that the flight attendant said that the passenger in question allegedly touched another passenger and would repeatedly visit the bathroom. They said that he was seen making stabbing gestures towards fellow passengers, adding adding a bag with the substance was near his seat. So they saw him have it. My thing is also, how did you get through everything?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, not you getting high and choosing violence.
Right. And you made it through TSA with your drugs. But
with your drugs. TSA be making me take my bun down, y'all. They tried to make me take my girl off, and they ended up getting, you know how I get about that. A black woman came and saved me. I told her, like, I'm not taking it off. I just won't fucking go. Okay? We just won't go. Because I'm not great spill out in this airport. Y'all got me chopped. So, no. But now they got a little sign up where if you prefer to be patted down in private, you can. So I'm going to start taking advantage of it. Y'all can pat me in private because I'm not going for it.
Well, this person on this flight, they said that he touched one person, made inappropriate remarks to another person, and then was screaming racial slurs.
Oh, not you.
Yeah, it was just going in.
And no, you didn't.
Yeah, they said that he also was on this flight. He was not wearing shoes.
I want to know how TSA let this happen.
Like, everything about this is just incredibly bizarre. But he has been arrested, obviously, for all of his antics, but I just don't understand it. I don't understand this. So moving right along, I'm calling this one Pop, Lock, and Vac It. I
Okay.
found out
This
that
is
in Las Vegas, Las Vegas officials have decided they're going to hold pop-up vaccine clinics at the strip club.
okay then. Get a little
So
shit,
this,
get a little stick. I mean,
right.
stick for the
So
vaccine.
they interviewed someone. Her name is JoJo Hamner. She's one of the dancers at this club. She was waiting patiently to get her COVID vaccine while wearing a glittery hostess stand outfit while under a red light chandelier. So sis was like at work, to work, but said, while I'm here, go ahead and knock me up with that Pfizer real quick so I can really be for these streets later.
Okay.
But I thought that was interesting. And you probably have a clientele that's there that's like, you know what, well, I'm already here, so I'm going to eat these wings and you can have this right arm real quick. Because, they say the
okay.
wings. I don't know how the wings are in a Las Vegas strip club, but they
Probably
say the
fair.
food at strip clubs. But this is also a white
You
strip
read
club.
Magic
I don't
City
know if that
Wings?
changes. I've never been
Have
to
you
a
read
strip
Magic
club.
City?
I've been to one strip club, but I've never been to one in 8 there. There's just something about somebody slinging booty sweat around me that just doesn't make me want to eat in that
I don't know. It's not as
place.
bad as wings. I've been to a couple.
Mm-mm.
Chicken wings are usually extra fried, extra hard, pretty crispy. I be talking to the girls like, well, how did you get into this? Like, but how do I do it? Let me know.
Ma'am, don't be trying to. They're gonna end up. You're gonna turn into their therapist because you asking too many personal questions.
Right. Like, girl, if you don't get your ass, and I'd be like, okay, this is offensive, my bad, sis, I'm out. Sorry. Just start
Mm-mm.
going crazy. They probably like, yeah, I'm sick of her.
Well, this particular strip club, they said that they actually administered 100 vaccines before they opened the strip club. So they set up shop before the strip club opens up,
I mean,
and then people
I'm
go
not
do
mad
what
at
they
that.
do. So I thought that was interesting. And lastly, this is going to be really quick. I'm calling this, but it has wings though.
Ew. I don't know what I found in gross.
In Chicago, fire department was there was a building, I believe, that was on. No, it wasn't even on fire. There was just the fire department was called, and they were called to rescue a parrot from a ledge on the building.
Not a parrot. Can't they
Yeah, so it
fly?
says that's why I was confused because they have wings. But it says a fire crew was returning from an emergency medical run on Sunday when they were flagged down by the owner of the bird to grab what appears to be a macaw from a second floor ledge of a railway exchange building.
To
It says
me,
that
it
the
sounds
bird was
like
apparently with someone who had taken it with them to a protest rally. And somehow this bird ended up on a ledge on the second floor, and they flagged down the fire department to get this bird.
sounds like the owner was also on a white substance, the same one that that man on JetBlue had.
I'm just like, I would just be like, you don't have to fly down.
It's a bird.
A whole
Like,
bird.
wouldn't it? It's a whole bird. Like, how did you think that?
I don't understand it. I did not understand it. I don't understand it. But it was a whole bird that was rescued by a fire department. So that concludes my rude news for the crazy mess that I've seen this week.
That's
But
a waste of taxpayer, and I'm upset.
yeah, but you know what? I think she was smart. She flagged them down so on a call that was recorded. That they can't be like, oh, this is an address that we had to go to or something. I don't know. But yeah,
Lord.
trash. But let's move right along, guys. I know that you made an engagement post on our social media about love languages.
Yes. But I want to know a love language that's not really a love language. Because, see, I seen one today that said their love language was payday and cancel plans.
Oh,
My love language.
I don't know. I don't know if I have something that isn't. Well, first, before we get in that, what is actually your love language?
My real one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm the affections. No, I'm not affectionate. I be lying like hell. Listen to me, y'all. I like acts of service. I like people doing stuff. Like, oh, this is cute. This is sweet. Look at you. What's
So
yours?
was your gift giving thing close to that one, or was the acts of service higher and the gift giving thing was lower?
The
Because I
gifts,
think that
I used that link that you had sent me a while back, but the gift was lower. Then I haven't done it in a while though, but the gift was
mm,
lower because I don't really like need gifts. I just need you to do something like take out the trash, rub my feet, like
mm,
simple stuff. You know,
mine was quality time.
help me take my bundles out. See, I like quality time too. Get them scissors, bro. Come here, cut this hair out.
I wish
Help
y'all
me,
could see the look that I be giving her when she says stuff like that.
because ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about. Every black woman who's listening to me within the sound or reach of my voice, I'm saying like a black pastor. Y'all know what I'm talking about when you need help taking that sewing or them braids out and your boyfriend's there. Y'all be all meticulous and scary. You be like,
I'm glad I ain't
oh,
got to worry about that because I would not.
yeah, because him and his spouse, they both bald head.
And I'm not about to sit down taking braids out. That's just no. That's not a
See,
productive use of my time.
I just feel like, yeah, no.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I can have it. You knew what you were getting into when you decided to get these micro braids.
See, first of all, don't nobody even get micros, but don't do that. Do they? No, I
I
think
mean,
micros.
somebody is.
Yeah, I have seen girls get micros because I don't think they'll ever grow out of style. I haven't had them in a long time because I don't feel like sitting that long.
Mm-mm. Let's see. What would be a love language for me that isn't actually a love language, though? I don't know.
Been a bum. You had
You
all
know,
the think about
because
this.
I'm real simple.
I'm real
I think a
simple.
lot
Yes,
of
you
that
are
stuff is.
simple
I think it's all
minded.
included in the stuff that is already there.
I'm joking. I said you were simple minded. You didn't even get back with me and insult me back. I'm so offended.
Oh, sometimes I be tuning people out.
Oh,
That's my lack of being able to multitask. But
so
no,
your
I
love
don't
language
know.
is tuning
So
people out?
I actually feel like I'm more like that cancel plans person
Ciao.
because I
Not you
will
being a
stay
cancel
right
plans
here.
person.
I will stay right here and not go. Or be like, oh, who all gonna be there?
You know what?
Is that really a love language? I don't know if that's a love language.
But is it the love language? We gonna see.
I haven't
But
asked.
anyway.
Have you had any weird stuff happen in New York lately?
No, I've been in PA now, so I ain't really had nothing crazy. But I'm sure when I get back, it'll be booming. It's been 80 degrees. I know New York is wilding.
Mm-hmm. How's the COVID stuff? Like
Oh,
the
it's coming down.
restrictions, are they lift up
They're starting to
more?
lift them slowly, but a lot of people are vaccinated. Like people, what I'm happy to see is that at least where I live, I've seen some vaccination clinics where you can just like walk up. You don't have to have an appointment and all that. People are
Oh
like lined
yeah,
up like how they did for COVID tests. So that's
yeah, it's like
good.
that in Dallas. You can just walk in now.
Yeah, they're not as long as they were when you were getting COVID tests, but there's lines nonetheless, and I'm happy to see a line.
Mm-hmm. So moving right along, I have an am I the asshole for you. This one, the subject is: am I the asshole for not paying for my girlfriend to come on my family's vacation, even though I could easily afford it?
Mm.
I wanted to pause while you digested that.
Because you know how I
Says,
feel about these kind of things.
mhm. So my girlfriend, almost 3 years, just bought a new condo that we recently moved into. She works a full-time job and for the past year also worked a part-time job to save for the down payment and other maintenance costs. She bought it about 2 months ago, then had to buy a washer, dryer, fix plumbing, etc. My family goes on a yearly trip to my home country, which is Japan. We have relatives there. My girlfriend cannot afford to go because of all the recent expenses related to the condo. My older brother was very curious as to why she's not coming on the trip, and when I told him she cannot afford it, he asked, "But you can pay for her to come, so why not do it?" He knows I have a lot of money saved since I lived with my parents until I was 26 rent free. He also advises me on investments that have done well. I told him it is not my job to provide a vacation for her, that she is an adult. He was shocked and thought it was a disgrace that she worked 2 jobs to provide a place for us to live, yet I could not provide a vacation for her in return. He even offered to pay for her to come, although I think he just said this to piss me off. So, am I the asshole?
Ain't advice what we seek when we already know the answer? Ain't that what advice is?
Sometimes,
Because
yeah.
first of all, sis, I hope you hear this. You need to go be with the brother because he's the one. And sometimes it'd be like that. It might be a little messy family sitch. But, we've read other amount of assholes that are kind of messy, too. Sis, you could let this go. And a year from now, I won't even matter no more. Marry that man and have a baby with him. Really lock it in. Be smart. Deal with the brother. It's simple. It could all be simple. I was going to say beat up the mom, but I don't feel like she should beat the mom up because the brother's decent. So it's like, the source might not be the problem. The source might not be the problem this time. It's him.
So I read
Imagine
this and I
working
was just like, yeah, but I've been trying to, something about the wording here was off. I'm like, okay, so she worked 2 jobs to buy a condo for them to live in?
Right. Maybe he don't have the money like he's saying he's fronting.
I mean, no, he clearly does if the brother knows he got it.
So look, she gets the condo for them to live in.
No, but that's like, is it for them to live in or is this hers and he's staying there? Because that's a difference.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because why would she be saving money to buy a condo for them?
Right. And my thing is, even if so, you staying there, she fixed the plumbing problem that impacted you both.
Oh, no, fuck that. I don't care about none of that.
Yeah, I be caring about that. You got to use these facilities too.
Yeah, but she got to use those facilities, and she would have had to, regardless if he was there or not.
Yeah, but he there. He is there.
Yeah, but to me that don't make a difference because that's just like saying, "I bought a fridge so you can use it, so you owe me." I think that he's terrible here, but I don't think if she's going about this to buy her own place, what she's doing with what she has to pay for in there that's her business. Like that really ain't got nothing to do with him, and that's not for him to use because it's not his. But
you said she works a full-time job for the past year and also worked a part-time
for her own condo.
Yeah, for the down payment and other costs.
Because she bought it, but they moved in, which to me sounds like, girl, why are you buying a condo for yourself? Why ain't y'all to go in on this together if y'all both living here?
I mean, he wouldn't.
Or maybe that's her sense of security. I'm gonna buy it and then I'm gonna kick you out.
Yeah, I mean that's what
things don't work.
The boot. You coming back from Japan to hefty bags. Enjoy yourself. That's all you have left.
Yeah, but he's still trash. Like,
yeah, he is.
He's trash. Because y'all been together for 3 years. You know all that she went through to buy this condo that she has.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of money that it would have taken for you to get them there would have been far more lower than anything that she spent money on this whole time.
Yeah, she'll probably kick him out. I mean, I would.
But it also doesn't sound like she asked.
I mean, but after you get a relationship, do you gotta ask too?
I mean, it depends. That's a big trip. And some people, depending, because it doesn't sound like that thing in here said that they always take her. He always takes her.
Yeah, I guess because I'm audacious. Because see, I'd have been looking at him like that. That P. Diddy meme. I'd have been waiting for my ticket.
Oh no, so I don't do that because I also understand that people who go on trips with their families, sometimes it is a family thing. So if it's a trip that
if it's a family thing, that's different.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. There's nothing here that says that. There's nothing in here that says that it's open to other people. And I mean, clearly the older brother asked, but she might not even know that this is something that she would technically be welcome to come on if she wanted to.
It sounds like she is welcome. If he asking why ain't she coming?
No, but that sounds like a welcome. No, but that's what I'm saying. This doesn't say that she knows that. Just because the older brother was like, why isn't she coming? Doesn't sound like he was saying that in front of her or anything like that. It might be just a question amongst family. Like, hey, so why isn't your girlfriend coming? But I'm saying that being a conversation, let's say that was me and my sister talking, that being a conversation with them doesn't mean that Brian would know that, okay, this trip that they go on is actually something that is open to other people that aren't just family.
I just figured it was implied.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that I should be implying about this, but it sounds like there's a lot of not talking.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm like, I'm not even going to err on the fact that she knows that this is something she could go on.
Mm-hmm.
Because nothing in here says that he talked to her about this trip at all. It was just that she wouldn't have been able to afford to go. He's not paying for it. And the older brother was like, well, why aren't you paying for it? But it doesn't seem like she's been a part of that conversation. Maybe. Especially with him being as passionate about it as he is. I feel like if that was it, we would see more about what her responses have been. Like the fact that he said it's not his job to pay for her to go on a vacation. Because not too many people would have been okay with that. The wording for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the thing that to me seems off here. This is a whole lot, but there's nothing in here that says anything about how she feels. That's why I don't think that she knows that this is a trip that she could have gone on.
Maybe. See, I'd have been like, oh, so is it a family trip? So, like, why are you telling me? Like, I'm going too. But I told you I'm audacious too.
Yeah,
I'd be like, oh, so what's up?
I don't invite myself on stuff.
I ain't invite myself, but I'm asking. I'm like, so what's up?
I know, but you're asking with the assumption that you would have been going.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I figure here it was implied, but I feel like it was like, I don't know. I wasn't looking that much into it, but okay.
Yeah. I just wish there was more from how she feels in here. Or, I mean, but I'm guessing if there is nothing, then she's had no opinion because she didn't know.
Yeah.
Because not too many people are going to be sitting here like y'all going back and then you do all of that and someone tells you that, oh, I'm not paying for you.
Right.
Like, and being like, okay, well, that seems off. He's trashed out anyway. She did all of that to buy a home that they both are living in. So what did you do?
I don't know.
It sounds like this is a case of somebody who's spoiled because he also went to college or whatever he did and stayed with his parents till he was 26. It sounds like he's used to getting what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And not having to work for too much.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, I feel like if the time came, it did come, my mama probably would have allowed me to do that. But just because I'm staying there rent free doesn't mean that I wouldn't have been contributing to stuff because I wouldn't have, as a person, naturally, I wouldn't have wanted to just not.
Mm-hmm.
This is a whole woman who is taking care of a grown man. Like, and I'm making money, I can give something.
Right. So I'm like, sir, no. I hope she dump him. Or even if she don't dump him, at least kick him out.
Right. I mean, it's your house.
Being kicked out.
It is your house.
Yeah. I would say he don't seem like he would be fazed by being kicked out.
No, and they might not break live with his parents again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it sounds like it wouldn't have none of this. He's conducting himself very much like he doesn't have a care in the world. And he, you know, it's all about him. That's kind of how it feels to me. But, and that's trash to me. But I'll let you take over the next thing.
Okay, this one is kind of a long one. And it's definitely from Situationship. And it's about one of those, like, what's the situationship to the extreme? So look, here's the situation. We know each other for 5+ years. We used to work together. We've been in touch over the years, but just like on some off and on. Never slept together. But he always tried ever since we met. I never let it happen because he was always on some fuckboy shit, right? First example. When we first met, he was trying to mess with me and another coworker at the same time. A coworker I was cool with. We wasn't friends. We was cool. When I found out, he wouldn't admit it, but it was obvious that, you know, she's his first choice. Fell back at me a little bit and moved on. Me and him remained friends. Went out occasionally, but never slept together. Intellectually, we in sync. But that's what really kept the friendship going. He and the other former coworker remained friends, but her and I did not keep in touch. Example 2. When the other coworker got a boyfriend and eventually got married to someone else, oh, okay, go ahead, sis, you found the one. He showed up at my house drunk saying it was me all along who he connected with and how he was stupid for not seeing it before. He said now he really wanted to be together and I wasn't interested in being with him, but didn't allude to it and didn't allude to that. And then I simply just said, let's talk about the next day when you're sober. He agreed to meet for lunch so that we could talk. And then he left. Next day came, he made up some excuse about needing to do something for his mom, canceled. The little let's be together conversation never happened again soberly. I'm phased. I continued on in my life. I was no longer interested romantically, but we still ran into each other every blue moon, which kept the lines of communication open. Example 3 was, unbeknownst to me, he had a long-distance girlfriend, but was talking some me and him-ish. Wasn't until I found out about the girlfriend and confronted him that he came clean, but said their relationship was off and on and never overlapped when he was trying to get with me. Arrow. However, recently reached out to him, out the blue, because, well, I wanted sex. No other prospects. So after words in bed, he poured his heart out, apologized, and admitting how stupid he'd been over the years. The limit is that he wasn't terrible in bed, but he wasn't good either. So I knew that night was going to be our first and last time. I'm an excellent lover. Oh, okay, sis. I'm an excellent lover. So he keeps calling and texting, trying to have another go round. My question is, can I ghost or block him because I know he only wants sex and not to have an actual relationship, which I don't want from him anyway? Add that to the fact that he played me a lot multiple times in the past, or do I need to be honest and tell him that I use him for sex, but that I don't even want that from him anymore? to be clear, I don't want to be friends anymore either. I prefer to go the ghost block him route. But would I be wrong to do that? These are the women these men be talking about. She just came back with I think she liked him and just wanted to get even. What you think? Or not even get even. Just like she said, she just used him.
There's.
He still sound like a fallback plan, though. He sound like a fallback plan. Like, look,
But my thing is this: she told us from the beginning that, like, it seemed like she's never. I don't know. There was something that you read at one point that did not make sense to me, because she had never alluded to the fact that it was an interest of hers until she randomly said this one line. She said, "I was no longer interested romantically." So does that mean in all of this beforehand,
you were still considering the shot?
Right.
I mean, it sounded like she kept in touch with him. I'm thinking, why would you keep the lines? I mean, I know she said they were intellectually compatible, but it seemed like a nice little bit of time was lapsing in between what's going on. He getting girlfriends, you getting boyfriends. Like,
she said that she's known him for 5 years.
Yeah, let him go.
And it sounds like this has probably been going on and off for 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, something about that part kind of was, because this is just my assumption here. I bet you if the sex was good, she would be considering romantically.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she was gauging.
She was gauging
what she was going to do moving forward, if it was at least good. And it wasn't as good as she thought it was going to be, because honestly, she basically told us it was okay.
Right. Like, it was just mediocre, but not good enough ain't nothing to double back to.
Right. But I mean, I'm indifferent here, because for whatever reason, you've still considered this person a friend. Now, granted, there are a lot of people out here that use friend loosely, which I don't. I'm not one of those people. Everybody's not my friend. I will tell people straight up that we're not friends. But, and I have, but y'all were friends for 5 years.
Not you. Did you do like partial air quotes and then pull your lashes off?
Yeah, one of them was like, I'm hanging out.
The ghetto.
But I'm just like, if this is your friend, or y'all had some type of friendship, why not just have the conversation?
Right, because it's not her friend.
Because I think in my mind, I'm thinking, he ain't that much of a fuckboy if you ain't cut him off a long time ago.
Right. I think it's one of them, like, my little friend. Now I'm doing quotes.
Like, he clearly had fuckboy ways, but that never stopped you from being his friend. Right. That was always coming after you and was always showing interest in you. So I'm like, something's just, I don't know. What are your thoughts here? Because
I mean, I feel like she likes that man romantically, and she, or at least had some inkling that she would be willing to explore it. But that was the deal breaker when they linked. They actually finally linked. That was the deal breaker. She said, "I'm an excellent lover." I said, "Okay, then talk that shit." Right. Like, I know it ain't me. Okay, this is all you.
Yeah, I don't know. Something's just weird here.
Yeah, I think that she left the door open because partially she wanted him as a fallback plan too. Because sometimes when you get that kind of rejection, even though you be cool, you be kind of wanting to be chose too. You know?
Mm-hmm. So have you ever been in a situation where, well, this is depending on how open you want to be about this conversation, but have you ever been in a situation where someone is actually, you guys have sex and it's not that good the first round, but then you give it another shot and it's better the second? No, because I'm like, she was like, "Oh, this first round was just it, so this is first and last time."
If I really like the guy, if I really like him, and I kind of like show him stuff like, "Hey, I kind of like this better than that," like,
which is usually how people conduct themselves in bed. Yeah. People generally aren't going to be 100%
I gotta like him. It's not going to be like just a hookup,
right? And then you ain't had no other prospects,
girl. I was thinking that.
Like, girl, you should have a Rolodex that you can go back to. It ain't like you, because nothing in this ever said that she was dating anyone in this 5 years. Mm-hmm. You got something from somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, she do. You got come on. You got to have some backups. You got to be smarter than that, sis.
And then you go to somebody that you know is a fuckboy.
Mm.
Girl, I'm gonna need you to do more. Love yourself more. Love yourself more. But no, but I don't know. So would you ghost him, or would you tell him, yo?
I might tell him if we friends like that. Like I just be like,
But that's the thing. It's like,
I'd
are
be like,
they
look,
friends
and if
like
we
that?
friends,
can't
I play.
tell.
I'd be like, this ain't even slaps. So like, yeah, no.
That's what I've been trying to figure out. Like, are they friends? Like something just doesn't.
Yeah, something about it do seem off though.
Yeah, and I think that's what I'm struggling with. I'm struggling with it because I cannot quite figure out what their actual friendship is, and she's not really going into detail about it. She just says that they connect on like an intellectual level. But I'm like, what does that mean? Like for this 5 years where he's been trying to get with you, and you,
right? What does this mean?
like, at what point were you going to say, yo, there's no option at all? This is never going to happen. It doesn't sound like she's ever said that. She's always been open to something,
Right,
with this guy.
right.
It's like saying he's some type of fuckboy. Which
Exactly.
there's nothing here to say he's not. He's definitely one of those.
But it's gonna say. I mean, I feel like I don't know. I just think that I don't know. I feel like maybe she is on some stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because she kept the lines of communication open, like I said. But why would you keep it open like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Well, I see another situation here that I want to ask you about.
Oh.
So, in this situation, says I'm not in love with my husband. Not sure if I've ever been. I remember praying for stability, and I got a husband that provided that. Nowhere near rich, but he was a loyal man. After dating so many losers, I said I needed to be with a nice guy. Since they seemed hard to come by, I married the first nice one that asked in hopes that love would develop. What I didn't pray for was romance, conversation, humor, etc. My husband recently revealed in counsel that he didn't like my sense of humor and that he doesn't enjoy talking. He's a quiet man, and I'm a chatty person, so this is hard for me. It's even harder because we haven't had intercourse in 2 years.
Girl, that man got a girlfriend.
I don't like dildos or oral, and it's starting to get old. Without conversation or sex, what do we have other than 2 beautiful children? I'm in my late 30s, so I wonder if I can go my whole life not talking or having sex with my spouse. He's not romantic or funny either. How did I even get here without noticing this? I guess we are busy raising the kids that we had to talk about that, but now they're more independent. I don't know how to ask for a separation without seeming like an asshole because the lack of sex is due to his medical condition, but I want to experience real love, and the lack of sex is just one issue. I'm not happy overall. Maybe it's too late for me and I should stick it out. Advice. Ma'am.
I'm really, no. I'm really concerned. Like, girl, that man, I mean, I know she's saying this is a condition. That man has a girlfriend. I
don't even think it's that because he's still doing stuff with her sexually. She said that he was giving her oral. He just can't have penetrative sex
with her. With my girlfriend is silent.
No.
The with my girlfriend was silent. So yeah, I think she should dip out. Let that man find love, a real love, because he might love her, but he can probably, hopefully. I mean,
and it sounds like he can feel exactly what she's feeling. Yeah, he can feel that there's a disconnect there.
Yeah, poor thing.
But how do you get married knowing you don't love somebody?
Women do it every day. I mean, men do too. Some men.
No, but I'm like, how?
Some people become.
I don't understand.
Some people become obsessed with the idea of being married, not thinking about the real work. That's what we were saying. A lot of people nowadays just want to have the wedding and all that foolishness on social media where I got proposed to and all of that. And then when it comes time to work, you be like, oh, look, your shit got annulled. Look at that. All that money on that expensive party. Not for you forever. But a lot of people do last. But I noticed the people who tend to last are people who aren't on like social media every 2 seconds.
That's just too much. That's too much of a commitment to something that
I'm not saying it's everybody because I don't want it to come across like it's everybody. But there are a lot of people, and I'm speaking from my own experience because y'all might not have friends like this, but I know people who got married just because they felt like they get the life and they be like, oh, I'm this. I feel like I need to be doing this. I need to do this. And it's not genuinely because they want to be happy. They just want to do it because they feel like that's what society tells them they should be in life.
Mm-hmm.
And they want, that's like she said, they want the stability. They want the stability of something like, I want to feel like this. I want to feel that. She got what she wanted, but look. Forgot to ask for the happiness part. God will give you exactly what you asked for. You got to be real specific with him. I found that out the hard way. Like, yo, when I said I wanted this, I didn't mean with the stress. I forgot to leave off the stress part. Like, I forgot. I got to go back and revise my prayer. Like, can I edit this? Can I edit this real quick? I'll be right back.
She had the bootleg version of Sierra's prayer.
Right.
And this is what she got.
Yeah. It's like, you knew you didn't love him anyway. Like,
yeah. And then she was talking like, how did I not even notice this? Girl, you ain't noticed a lot because you didn't want to notice it. You were just trying to be married.
Right. You just wanted that stability, but you can be the stability. You know what I'm saying? Like, be your stability and then see what's up with people. Like, I'm like,
it's going to be a lot. Yeah, but I agree. I think that they just need to separate.
Yeah, let that man find his happiness and be happy with somebody else.
And then you try to find your happiness.
Yeah. Y'all both find happiness, but you let him go. You don't know how to do it. Like, or get marriage counseling. Yes. You might find, if you feel like that and you don't want to do it that much, work at it.
Right.
Like, you don't want to be an asshole.
They're in counseling together, but she just mad. Because even in there, you know, she said that he revealed in his counseling session that he doesn't like her sense of humor.
Yeah, and you know what that is?
Like,
I forgot about that part.
He said he doesn't even enjoy talking. That's something she would have noticed from jump, that this man is not a very talkative person. You can tell that when you meet somebody originally, like how they are when they have conversation.
Now, you know how much I talk. I date guys that don't talk as much as I do, but they are sociable. Like, I talk way too much to be dating somebody that don't talk. What you mean you don't talk, boy? Get your quiet ass out of here.
Yeah, I think, she just needs to walk away.
Yeah, it's time at this point. Because, like, you being happy with that reside, and you're wasting time. In life, you lose time or money. You can get the money back, you cannot get the time. Go while you can still salvage some time.
Yeah, somebody in here, a lot of people was like, girl, you really just wasted this man's time.
Right, she did. She definitely wasted his time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, sis, this wasn't even, like, this didn't even have to be that.
It didn't. You didn't have to bring anybody in. Now you got kids. You got 2 kids that you're going to have to navigate being divorcees. You're going to have to figure out how y'all going to co-parent properly. I mean, and that could happen regardless, but this didn't even start off on the right foot.
Right.
She was never present for this. She's never really wanted this. And it makes me wonder how the relationship was in the beginning, because I'm like, or how long they even dated before they got married.
Yeah.
Because something just seems off. Like, there are a lot of things that feel off here, but I think that ultimately the end of this the end of this is coming, and it needs to go ahead and come. They need to go ahead and have that conversation so that it can start over. Because at this point, neither one of them seems to be fully invested in this relationship anymore. And even though they haven't said it, they've technically broken up. Like, they're in a home together, but emotionally they're not connected. They're no longer in a relationship.
Yep. Let it go. Let it go. I was trying to sing it like Elsa on Frozen, but it ain't working.
Yeah. No one wanted you to sing it like anything.
You really negative.
Here we are.
But that's okay.
Here we are. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with Living While Black.
Truth is, life is better vaxxed. It's not just more fun, it's also safer. With such an insistence coming from everywhere that you should get your COVID vaccine now, it's normal to hesitate. But sometimes we lose sight of the most important thing that we do know and have actually seen ourselves. For the most part, vaccinated people are not ending up in the hospital or dying of COVID. You can also get your shot at no cost and without an appointment, regardless of your immigration status. Visit myshotcookcounty.com to see the nearest location to you.
We're back.
I'm hungry.
That was the sound of hunger coming out. My stomach was growling when I woke up. I am starving. But we are back. And let's go ahead and move into Living While Black.
Because we've been black most of our lives.
Oh, goodness. Anyway, so first thing. This is an article that I came across yesterday. And it actually really upset me when I saw it. So the article title is Illinois man sues after police test for drugs in urn filled with his daughter's ashes. So basically, this man, his name is Dartavius Barnes. He is suing the Springfield Police Department because two officers basically pulled him over for allegedly speeding. He was handcuffed and he was taken to a squad car. And while he was in the car, they basically went inside of his car and found a small container that was in the center console of his car and opened it. They claimed that whatever was in there tested positive for meth or ecstasy. What they did not know was the container that they opened was actually Dartavius's daughter's ashes. So, like, I think they said in 2019, his daughter, Tanaja, died when she was 2 due to neglect and starvation from their mother. So he had, she was cremated. He kept her ashes, and these people tried to lie and say that her ashes tested positive for meth. And then there's actually a dash cam video where you can see when he realizes that what they found in his car was actually his dead daughter's ashes. And he actually says out loud that, no, bro, that's my daughter. What are y'all doing? And he's like in a panic. And then his dad came out, was also there, and he's pleading as well, like, yo, this is his daughter's ashes. Right. What are you doing? So they were going to try to charge him because, they claimed that he was in the possession of meth or some type of drug. But then they let him go. So it's like, if he really did in an urn. Yeah, if he literally really did have these drugs, y'all wouldn't have wasted no time to arrest this man. They wouldn't. Y'all lied. And y'all messed up. It turns out y'all messed up in the worst way because you're doing something with this man's daughter's ashes. So he's filed a federal lawsuit against them, alleging that officers unsealed this urn and opened this urn without consent and without lawful basis, including a search warrant. And then they desecrated and spilled out the ashes. Yeah. The officers are denying these allegations. I don't know how you deny this when you actually have the body cam where his clear reaction to what y'all just did. But I had to read it twice. I was like, I know I didn't read what I just read.
Yeah,
absolutely disgusting.
What did I tell you? I opened my dad's urn for, first of all, I've never had someone's ashes because usually I go to funerals, they bury urns, and their other relatives take the ashes, or my other relatives take the ashes. I have my dad's ashes, and they're in a small urn. And I didn't know you weren't supposed to unseal it. Y'all opened it, a poof comes out, like a poof of fucking smoke. It comes when you unseal an urn.
So I guess it's like vacuum sealed?
Yeah, it's still pretty tight. It's still pretty tight. Like, it took me effort to open that shit up. You can put it back on, but usually people open urns anyway just to spread the ashes too. Mm-hmm. And I opened it. I don't know why. I was just like, I want to see. And something in my curiosity piqued. I opened it. Long story short, a little poof came up when you open it because it's a body and it's. Long story short, they knew that much wasn't. You can literally sometimes see bones in it. Like, I can see bones in mine, like shards of it. Like, I looked at it and everything after the poof and the smoke cleared. I know good and well that they've been there long enough that they know that wasn't drugs. You can tell the difference. It don't even smell like nothing. Well, it smell like something, but it don't smell like a drug. Like, and they gonna say, and then, like you said, if y'all really knew and thought this was meth, y'all know damn well that man would have been put to jail. Y'all realize y'all messed up after the fact because it probably was like, oh damn, we really opened up this man's daughter's ashes. Mm-hmm. That's messed up. And either he'll have to transfer him or he can just close it back up, but it's still not the same because I closed mine back up.
I was confused on why he was handcuffed and stuff. Like, if you were just speeding, generally you run past it, blah, blah, blah. Here's your speeding ticket and you need to go to court or try to figure stuff out before you get there. How did he end up getting arrested and been put in the backseat of a squad car?
Because y'all tried to lie and say that they tested positive for meth because y'all thought y'all was going to take you to jail for meth. And then you realized it wasn't meth because you knew you were wrong. Because an urn looks like an urn.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
Y'all owe that man an apology, and I know he's gonna win. I just hope he wins. Like I said, I hope he probably will win. They've seen that.
I feel like there's I can't see a way why he wouldn't.
Yeah, you're gonna pull him over for speeding and then open up an urn and then gonna say, "Oh, this test positive for meth." Use a damn lie. What lab you send it to that quick? Mm-hmm. Or do they have something to test it? I don't know. I've never had them search for drugs, so I don't know.
Yeah, I was trying to see if they had more information Okay, so I found another article. They were saying that in order to test the drugs, that they said that a bit. That's how the police officers desecrated the ashes, obviously. But they said that this lawsuit is against the city of Springfield and 6 Springfield police officers. Says attorneys representing the officers in the city did not immediately respond to the messages, although the officers have denied the allegations. It says the incident is the latest to illustrate the risk of false positive and field testing drug kits used by police, which in recent years have incorrectly detected drugs and objects, including chocolate chip cookies, deodorant, breath mints, and tortilla dough. It says in 2018, a Tampa Bay mother of 4 spent 5 months in jail after her vitamins falsely tested positive for oxycodone. Okay, so they said that he was pulled over because he was allegedly speeding and disobeying a stop sign.
Right, but how did that lead to cuffs?
Right. So it says that he actually cooperated with the police the whole time. He said he exited his car and they put cuffs on him before giving. I guess they said he may have given police permission to search his car, but he said he told the police he only carried some marijuana inside the vehicle. He said he was put in the back of the patrol car for about 20 minutes while officers with flashlights inspected his car and seized nearly 80 grams of marijuana stored in plastic bags in a mason jar. At one point, one officer showed the urn to another officer. At first, I thought it was heroin. Then I checked for cocaine, but it looks like it's probably Molly. And then the other one said X pills. Minutes later, one of the officers told Barnes he would be arrested because they found either meth or ecstasy in the center console of his car. And he said, what? And that's when he said that the person pulled out the urn. And they said that his voice broke immediately in the video. And he simply did explain. He said, give me that, bro. That's my daughter. Please give me my daughter, bro. Put her in my hand, bro. Y'all are disrespectful, bro. The officer then discussed what Barnes had revealed with other officers. Eventually, he decided not to retest the contents of the urn and to hand the girl's remains over to Barnes's father, who had come to the scene and also became visibly upset once he heard police claim the urn held drugs. He said, inside a police car, the video shows one officer who appears to be filing a police report and said, I'm just going to give him a notice to appear on the weed. Aside from pissed off dad and testing the dead baby's ashes. Barnes was released and given a notice to appear in court for illegal possession of cannabis. It's not clear what became of those charges. So he filed his lawsuit against the city in October of this last year. And his trial is set for August the 22nd. August on 2022. So next year. That's a long time. He filed them charges 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years by the time they actually do it.
Right, because they're trying to find some BS.
Yeah, but in my mind, it's like if there was BS, it was with the drug, like the weed in there, which he admitted to on the camera that it was in the car. So why? I don't know. But anyway. Moving away from something like that to something a bit more positive, I want to talk about Charles Barkley, who I know as, being an NBA legend, someone who has an incredibly bad lisp and is usually having really bad predictions on basketball, but he is a good person. Watch Sports Center sometime or watch a basketball coverage. This man, he talked with his tongue out of his mouth, but he is a good man. He does good things and he's out here doing what a lot of people are not doing, like paying people who work in education. So recently he made news because he donated $1,000 to each of the employees of Lead City schools in Alabama.
That's amazing.
With him doing that, what he ended up donating was a total donation of over $200,000 to it would have essentially been $226,000 because he donated to approximately 226 employees. First of all, that's really dope. But then this article even goes on to tell you even more of what this man has been doing. First, in 2015, he donated $1 million to Auburn University, which is where he graduated from. A year later, he donated $2 million to 2 historically black colleges that are not Howard, Morehouse, or Spelman.
that are not Howard, Morehouse, or Spelman.
Because we know that whenever people want to donate to HBCU, they go to those three. They always ignore the other ones out there. He donated to Alabama A&M and Clark Atlanta University. Each school got $1 million apiece. And since then, it says from 2016 to 2000, he's also contributed donations to Morehouse College, of course, Tuskegee University and Miles College in Fairfield, Alabama. And he said that he's also on a mission to encourage students to pursue their dreams in the face of rising tuition costs. So he's just doing just small things to help encourage people to go. But right. I love this. He has usually some of the worst predictions for who's going to win a basketball game.
He needs some controversy too. I just don't remember what.
Yeah, he's definitely he's been problematic too. Especially when it came to COVID, because he was basically saying because these basketball players were in entertainment and they deserve to get vaccinations before other people at one point, which trash. But at least he's giving back to people. He's giving back to schools. He's giving back to Black schools. Mm-hmm. And I love to see that. Next, out here doing the Lord's work as he's been doing for the last couple of years, Jaden Smith has opened up a new vegan restaurant. This restaurant is doing what they're calling a pay it forward approach. So basically what that means, well, the restaurant is called I Love You. It'll be opening soon. It says it is going to raise its prices for regular patrons to help those in need to get a free meal. So ultimately, people are going to pay more for their food, but that difference between that is actually going to be going towards the meals of people who can't afford it.
Period.
And I just feel like with people knowing that that's what this is going to be for, they're more likely to go there. Mm-hmm. So they're going to get a meal and they're giving back in one of the easiest ways that someone possibly can. So it says that this restaurant will provide unhoused individuals with nutritional food, including grain bowls. Its conception comes from one of Smith's previous charitable projects, the I Love You restaurant. Food truck. That food truck was one that he initiated on his 21st birthday. Its mission was to feed unhoused individuals by distributing food to people living in Los Angeles' Skid Row region. Now it has reached thousands of people in Harlem and New York City. Mm-hmm. I'm just sitting back like, this is the same kid who had a water filtration system set up in Flint, Michigan, so that people there can have clean water. This man has a food truck where he's been giving food to the homeless, and now he's opening a restaurant where just regular people can go in and buy food that will then give food to the homeless. So, yeah, to me, it's just showing how easy it could be if people actually made the effort to do that.
Right. Will and Jada got to be proud of their kids because they
have to. They have to. And then it looks like his restaurant is also going to be partnering with other brands like Levi, Impossible Foods, and New Balance to provide food, shoes, and other items to people in the Los Angeles community. So he's not only giving food, but he's also going to be helping give people shoes and clothes to help them.
Right.
Like, it's, to me, in my mind, it's just something simple stuff like this. Like, there are people who are homeless that really don't see a way out of their situation. Yeah. And someone actually giving them something so small, like a pair of shoes, can give them a bit more motivation and belief that this is something that they can come out of.
Yeah.
So it's just dope. I love it. I
love to see it too. Because I don't see a whole lot of other celebrity kids. I mean, they may be doing stuff behind the scenes. They just may not be as public with it. But I love seeing this. Like, it really sets the lead. Like, okay, way to lead.
And not to mention, this is a young man. Jaden Smith is young.
Yeah, what is he, like, 22?
23.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like he's 23 because it looks like the food truck that he initiated was was done on his 21st birthday, and they said that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's just really dope. And then, in case you were wondering, it looks like he said that over 300,000 bottles of water have been filled using that filtration system that he created for Flint, Michigan. I love it. I love it. people for a long time had a lot of negative stuff to say about Will and Jada's kids, but these kids are out here living their best lives and doing things to give back. And that's much more than half of these other kids. So that's much more than I'm even contributing. Why
Right.
would I
Me
have
too.
something negative to say about something that these people are doing?
Right.
It's so good to mind the business that pays me. So, you know,
Not the man of business that pays me.
yeah. Because if I stay out of other people's, only business that I got to be worried about is mine. You
No,
do
that's the
what you do.
truth.
I don't need to have anything to say about it. I was talking about this recently with Carlos from carloscooking.com, like how, people always have something random, bad, or negative to say about celebrities. Like, and those
Right.
celebrities tend to be the ones that mind
You
their
don't know him
business. Like in my
personally.
example, I was talking about Janet Jackson. We don't literally hear nothing from Janet Jackson. She just randomly posts videos of her talking, laying on her bed. But then you see people that just have a need to go be negative. Same with Beyonce. Beyonce don't
Yep.
even follow people on her account on Instagram. She literally be out here minding her whole ass business with her 3 kids, and people still find negative things to say, despite the things that these people are actually doing to help
Yep.
people. Because, she's done stuff to help people in Houston or in general. Janet's been doing stuff to help people. It's just like, how do you have such negative things to say about people who are actually doing positive stuff and are minding their business? Like, why is it so hard for people to mind their business? I don't understand it.
Right.
I
Like,
don't
all you gotta
understand
do is
it.
mind your business. And it's free. Don't forget that part. It literally costs nothing. It's free.
Nothing.
You don't even gotta have a credit to
Nothing.
mind your business.
Okay. You can't be rejected for that. But I don't
And
understand it.
Gabby
But
sitting here pointing to me going like this. I said this. You have to-
but Urban Laughter, I think that brings us to the end of our episode.
Oh no.
Do
We're at the end.
you have anything that you want to leave our listeners?
Yep. Continue to manage your business for the free.
I saw this and I just thought it was funny. Someone made a post about the City Girls. It's a JT can rap a little bit, but Miami needs to be a CNA or something. So I'm gonna just leave y'all with that.
Miami needs to be a C. No, that's oddly specific.
Oh yeah, it is. But they definitely threw that out there. And then one other thing I found, and I'm gonna go. It's a tweet from Peppa Pig.
Oh goodness
Peppa
grief.
Pig said, "The next time you eat bacon, just remember it might be my pussy." And with that, ball heads, we will let you go, and we will talk to you next week.
No, Peppa Pig. No, absolutely not. That is horrible. What adult wrote this? And
I tried
that,
to skip on past it, like it was
that,
just yeah.
yeah, I'm definitely yeah.
But yeah, all right, ball heads, we'll talk to y'all next week.
We're back in the groove, back to the grind. But not everything has to be so routine, because every day at McDonald's, you can save on delicious faves with $3 bundles, like a McDouble or hot and spicy McChicken with small fries. Add any size soft drink for $1, medium frozen beverage for $1.69, or medium Minute Maid slushie for $2. Feels good to be back, doesn't it? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Limited time only. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Minute Maid is a registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
Truth is, life is better vaxxed. It's not just more fun, it's also safer. With such an insistence coming from everywhere that you should get your COVID vaccine now, it's normal to hesitate. But sometimes we lose sight of the most important thing that we do know and have actually seen ourselves. For the most part, vaccinated people are not ending up in the hospital or dying of COVID. You can also get your shot at no cost and without an appointment, regardless of your immigration status. Visit myshotcookcounty.com to see the nearest location to you.